Hey everybody, hope your day is going well. We are back with another reaction. Tears or Fears, Shout. And this was a request by Robert. Thank you so much for this request and donation. I really enjoyed the first song I reacted to by Tears for Fears, Growing Seeds of Love. Really a great, powerful message. And I said in that video, I was always aware of their name, and then people started recommending stuff, and I saw Mad World, and I said, hey, that title sounds familiar. And of course, I know the Gary Jules version. I can't remember if I heard their version. So they have been part of my life because that is a song that means a lot to me personally, in terms of the lyrics. Very relatable. Many lines in it resonate with me very, very much. So they have been part of my life, a little bit unknowingly, although I can remember like looking it up and seeing that name, Tears for Fears, but for some reason didn't really register. I don't know how that happens. So yeah, it's weird how they have been part of my life. So let's jump into Shout.
Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
This is not happening again. I am familiar with this. Shout, let it all out. Huh? Oh my god! I just did the whole rant or speech about how they've been part of my life unknowingly. Oh my god. We're gonna run it back, and now I'm gonna listen because I have no idea what this song is about. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. Wow. I just know shout, shout, but all right, okay, we're gonna listen. What is he shouting about? All right, okay. Wow. Tears for Fears in my life. Never seen the videos.
Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on,
Okay.
I'm talking to you. Come on. Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Ooh.
In violent times, you shouldn't have to sell your soul. In black and white, they really, really ought to know those one-track minds that took you for a working mole. Kiss them goodbye. You shouldn't have to jump for joy. You shouldn't have to shout for joy. Let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
Yo, now that I'm listening to it and really absorbing the lyrics, wow, powerful. Sometimes we have to shout, and let it all out just for our own personal health, get it a little bit of that anger out that one of the emotions we have a hard time dealing with. And also our frustration and stuff, which is all tied together. Really can feel good sometimes, but also speak up about what you believe in almost. That's what I feel. I'm talking to you, to the people who are doing injustice into the world, maybe. And in violent times, you shouldn't sell your soul. And it's not always black and white. They really ought to know, but they always want to shout out about our differences and instead of focusing on the things we have in common. That's not the thing that works for the people who want to, get in power. we're not gonna, hey, we're all gonna sing kumbaya. No, of course not. You shouldn't have to jump for joy. You shouldn't have to jump for joy and do what they say immediately, and or to have good things in life. Whether it's the bosses, whether it's people and try to manipulate you, whatever it is. It could be on a personal level, could be on a global scale. Uh, you know, yeah, they took you for a working boy. Hell no, shout, let it all out, let it all out. All right, let's run it back. This is epic, man. This is epic. They sound amazing. Their voices together are so powerful, and it's really what the song, uh, needs. Ooh,
I'm talking to you. Come on.
mm,
They gave you life, and in return you gave them hell. As cold as ice. I hope we live to tell the tale. I hope we live to show the tale. Write it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on, shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.
yeah. Mm.
Shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on, when you've taken down your guard, if I could change your mind, I'd really love to break your heart. I'd really love to shout your shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, your heart. I'm talking to you. Come on, shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. So come on.
Whoa. Wow. what a band, man. They make great music with powerful messages. And the music in this one is really good. That bass line that keeps going, I don't know how that is made. Is that electronically made? Like really great stuff. I love that, that combination. Then the guitar there at the end was awesome. And some great pieces throughout it with the keyboard. Really, really good. And that chorus is so memorable. That was the only thing I really knew of it, but it's really a very important part of it. Maybe the most important. Depending on how you look at it. But some of the core, some of the verses then give it a little bit more context. About the powers that be, maybe, but also could, if you take it to a more personal level, they gave you life, in return you gave them hell. Could be your parents, rebellion, they gave you life, and then what do you give in return? I might have been guilty of that. Sorry. But there's nuance to that as well, of course. But you could also take it to the powers that be, and they gave you life. Let's give them a little bit of a pushback. We don't always have to agree with everything, and do whatever they say. It doesn't make it always right. Even if it's a law or a certain rule, it doesn't mean we always have to say, "Hey, wait a second, that's just not right. Let's talk about it." Oh, in a respectful way, not like me breaking down everything around me. And their voices are so powerful too. Yeah, man, beautiful. It had a little bit of a reverb maybe in that thing, and it's like makes it even more haunting almost. Yeah, and a great video too. Some great shots in there. You're standing really close to the edge of that cliff there. I got a little scared, to be honest, but it definitely made for a beautiful shot. And it almost feels like we're on the edge a little bit, and sometimes, during history, like today, maybe. And we definitely have a list of things that we could do without and that we wish to shout about sometimes. I felt that. I felt that. And then at the end as well about, hey, when you're taking down your guard, if I could change your mind, I'd really love to break your heart. I really, want to show that you also have emotions. You're also a human being. Even sometimes you're not letting that side show of you. And if I could change your mind, when did that ever happen? That we don't see that anymore. Like, you know what? You're right. You changed my mind. I'm always open to do that, even though it's one of the hardest things. But we can get wiser if we listen to other people too, man. I love it. I love hearing about your takes on these and think, oh yeah, I haven't thought about it. That sometimes that happens a lot with me. Like, okay, you're giving me another perspective. Thank you, and I'm a better man for it. So I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. Looking forward to more Tears for Fears. Apparently, they have been more involved in my life than I ever knew, than I was aware of consciously. Amazing. Amazing. Love it. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Goodbye.